Hi, this is Sharon Tenen from Help for the Help. Um, Today we want to talk a little bit about preparations for end of life. Um, Now, personally, I think everyone should have a will when they're 18 or older. You don't know when you're going to go. They don't know. Everybody tends to wait till the last minute. Not everybody, a lot. Um, Last month, I lost my mother-in-law. My first mother-in-law. I was married before. Dear, dear woman. I credit her a lot with the woman that I've become because I've known her since college days. Now, typically, elderly people, when they go in for surgeries, they don't do that well. And a lot in their 80s, they especially don't do that well. They get anxious. Um, Things can go wrong. Best place to get pneumonia, I've always heard, is in the hospital because you lay up and the fluids build up in your lungs. So Barbara went in and had a fairly minor surgery, and she was sent home. She wasn't on any medication, oxygen, and all of a sudden her oxygen levels dropped, and they carried her back to the hospital a week later, and she passed away. I gave her a lot of my dad's things, like a wheelchair, a rollator, and just different things to help her. And she thought I was calling her old, and she was in her 80s, I think 87. I'll have to look that up. Before she passed, she had her program pretty much done. Who would preach the service? The pallbearers. Who would sing? The pianist. She had it all worked out. She also, I want to share this. I hope I don't get in trouble. The night before she passed, she had a dream that her husband of 56 years came to her and told her that she was coming to home to be with him and Monty. That's her youngest child, her son, that he had Down syndrome. And so she got up the next day and took care of some more things. Now, if you are taking care of your loved one, you must have power of attorney. Now, once they pass, you will lose that. And it's the best is durable power of attorney. It covers almost anything. Some people can get the health, physical power of attorney, or real estate power of attorney. Get durable. It covers a lot more. When they pass, then there should be an executor or person put in charge. All this needs to be legal, in writing, not hearsay. And when it's in writing, it has to be notarized, or two witnesses, definitely. And they will question some of the witnesses. Like, we took our parents to the bank, had the banks witness it, but it wasn't durable, it wasn't strong enough, so we had to do another one. It will cost some money. Yes, you can pull it from online, but you can battle those. You can contest any will, you know? Now, Alzheimer's affects women more than it does men. And Alzheimer's is like the fifth leading cause of death of people over 65, with the first, which is worldwide, is heart issues, heart disease. Okay, you need to eat healthier. We all need to eat healthier. We know that. Cut back on the red meat, eat more greens. We know this. Cancer, that's the second in America. Third is COVID-19 in America. Fourth are strokes, brought on by high blood pressure, too much cholesterol, blood clots, things like that. And fifth, we're back to Alzheimer's. When my mother-in-law passed, she had written her last wishes. She had written in her writing that she wanted her granddaughter to inherit the wedding bands of her and her husband. And no one contested that, but they could have, because it wasn't a legal document. There were no witnesses. There was no notarization. Also, this got really hard. We had 3 people saying she owed them money and there was nothing in writing. Now, you don't have to legally follow that. You can get a lawyer who will eat up, it wasn't huge amounts, but who will eat up most of that. So you have to go, is it worth it? There's a lot of battling. You know, I've read where some of you say, well, I don't even see my siblings or her other children or this. Many times you will at their deathbed or at their funeral, certainly after their funeral. I emphasize so much take care of yourself because you are the best one to take care of you, and you are of no use to your loved one if you don't take care of yourself. You have got to. You have got to. A lot of people think, well, I'm too busy. You need to remind them this is part of your responsibility to your mom. You need to help me. I can't do it all. You need to, okay, it's okay to make them feel guilty. But you also need to remember sometimes it's a blessing. I know with my mom it was difficult. I had my brother. 2 sisters kind of came and went a little. When I had my father, it was all on me. It was all on me. But my husband helped. The grandchildren helped. My stepmother helped. So it was a much larger group effort. They just, and I feel like they were blessed because of it. My daughter took care of her granddaddy, who, his nails and cleaned his feet, took care of him. She's a nurse. And we had the best time together. Different ones take him to get a haircut. Or I do think one time my sister may have come and cut his hair. Now, I'm his only child. My mother was married before and had the 4 children. So there's no set way, but if you keep your mouth closed, if you pout about it, if you just it becomes sullen, that's on you. You could be denying them a blessing. I have no problem making people feel guilty when I know it's part of their responsibility and they ought to be. It could be a time of forgiveness. Maybe they're so angry about something that happened in childhood that you don't even know. And it could be a time of mending, forgiveness. And then last, we're not too far from it becoming us. Now, what are your plans? Are you planning on going to live with your grown-up children or nieces or nephews or assisted living, or maybe even have a nursing home picked out? You see, everybody thinks of this too late. We knew we were going to get my father and stepmother, and we had just started preparing, and then everything kind of came crashing down at once. We had a small house that we had bought and paid for them, but it needed so much work. You've got a lot of work on your plate. I get it, but it's time to share the load. Do what you have to do. They give them the opportunity to receive that blessing or that mending or that responsibility, or you're not doing any favors by not pestering them or getting. And I will tell you this goes back on the documentation. Text them. Can you come over for coffee? Can you come over and take Mom grocery shopping next Thursday? Can you take Dad to his doctor's appointment? Get them into texting, and when they say no, 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 and you do have to go to court, you've got documentation. He said, she said, doesn't matter. It gets into a battle zone that it shouldn't get into. And some people feel trampled on. Some feel like they deserve more. Some feel like others should deserve nothing. It's their life, it's their wishes. Look after them, love them, try to share that love, try to share that. I look at this as precious time, no matter how hard it is. It's your test. It's your testimony So call for help. Please call for help for your sake. Okay. All right. Thank you.